I have a confession to make. I lied. And I really think it's important for me to come clean. Sorry, Moch. I'm sorry. Say hi to Mochi. This is Mochi. Oh, he's so tired. Hi. Oh, thank you. When I started this channel, my initial thought really was to share my stories, in particular, my trauma, and talk about the consequences that occurred from that trauma and the growth that I've had to go through because of those events. My hope was to reach others who have also experienced something similar, or just, have had experience with some form of trauma that is suffering from, whether it be depression, PTSD, and to let them know that they're not alone. To let them know that it's okay. I've been there. And to let them know it's okay to talk about it. Because by talking about it, I think it really helps with the healing. Another thing that I really wanted to share on this channel is the fact that I'm now in my 50s and life is different. I see life differently. I don't know if it's just because of the wisdom that I've gained throughout the years. The things that I used to believe, I don't necessarily believe anymore. I've gained an incredible amount of self-confidence that I didn't really have. I've learned so much about myself, the value of my thoughts, the value of my voice, and just who I am in general. I guess I can say, or I guess I should say, I found self-love that I didn't know I needed. And I think that's really important. And aside from that, there's just so many exciting things happening in the 50s. Like, menopause, kids growing up, relationships, traveling, all kinds of stuff. So I really wanted to be able to document all of that and share it on here. Share it with my family or, whoever else that I want to share it with later on in life. So I created 3 videos. And the very first video on there, I said that if no one else watches this channel, I'm okay. I really wanted to say that I'm okay, or I really want to say that I'm still okay, but then I'm lying about it because really I care. I want others to see the channel. I want others to see my videos. I want to be able to build a community. So saying that I don't care is a lie, because I do. Another thing I said was that I'm doing it for myself, which is still very true. I still am doing it for myself because if nothing else, that is what I have to take away, which is this is something that I'm going to watch later on, and it's something that I can look back on and reminisce about, and just, I don't know, that's kind of like a video diary. It is a video diary. Anyway, so I created 3 videos and I did it all in 1 week, and I was so proud of myself. When I started, I told myself that I was just going to take it slow and I wasn't going to overwhelm myself, and I was just going to create 1 video. However, in an effort to create videos that are good quality, interesting, pleasing to the eyes, I was watching a lot of other creators doing cinematic stuff, really, really interesting, cool things. And then I started to doubt myself. I started to think like, I can't do that. What am I doing? Why am I on this? Why am I on YouTube? What am I trying to do? Nobody's going to want to watch this. So yeah, I went down the rabbit hole of doubt. I started to tell myself, Mary June, you're just wasting your time. Nobody's gonna watch this. Nobody's interested in anything that you have to say. Which I believe is still a lie. You know, I doubted myself so much that I actually turned off my videos from being seen by the public, and I made them private. I felt that maybe I came on a little too strong with my second video talking about my trauma, and for a hot second I was ashamed, embarrassed. But then it kind of bothered me, bugged me so much, because it's just like, why did I do that? And I realized it was just because I was sitting in that doubt of like, oh, Mary June, that video sucks. No one's gonna, I mean, that's really like too personal of a story to share that early. But that's the decision that I made. At the time that I made that recording and at the time that I published that video, I felt that was the right thing to do. I needed a starting point. Sorry, my dog's making noise. She's chewing on something and she's just being... Anyway, I needed a starting point. I wanted for whatever I'm going to be sharing later on to make sense. And I thought that was, you know, you kind of have to have a backstory whenever you're telling any story. That's what I think. So I did. However, the more I thought about it, because again, like I said, it really, really bothered me, I was kind of giving myself a disservice. Pretending that it didn't happen, being ashamed of it, and trying to cover it up is like being embarrassed of who I am. And I had to literally look inside and tell myself, Mary June, this is your story. This is a part of who you are. And that is nothing to be ashamed of. And that's what I would tell somebody. That's what I would tell somebody else if somebody were to tell me, hey, this is what I was feeling. But yet here I am hiding. I decided to change my channel back to, or my videos back to public, because there's a reason why I decided to share those videos in the first place. And I need to just trust that the decisions I made were of good reasons. And it was purposeful. So, Mary June, where are you going from here? Well, okay. I don't think that I should do 3 videos a week because it does get a little overwhelming. And I would want to create content not for the sake of creating content. I want to create content because it's something that I want to share. And I think that a lot of YouTubers, especially the new ones, I think we kind of fall into this category of pressure of, oh, you got to do it just right or else the algorithm's never going to find you and you won't get monetized and blah, 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 blah. Fair, okay? I feel like those are all fair concerns. They're playing now. And Mochi heard them. I didn't come on this channel to get monetized. It'd be great if I did, but that's not what I came on here for. I really came on here because I really felt, because I myself was feeling alone and feeling like, you know, just ashamed of what I had experienced. And I noticed that within my friendships and people around me, it's subjects that people can't talk about. It's like they don't know what to say. I don't know if you can see my dogs, but you know, people don't know how to approach you. You kind of become like this very vulnerable person that if, you know, if you say something, it's almost like you're gonna break. And that's not necessarily the case. So I just kind of felt the need to open it up, to bring light to it. But again, I don't want to just be identified as somebody who has experienced the trauma, because there's so much more to me than the trauma that I experienced. And I will give everything that had happened some credit, because I think it had been significant with my growth, my self-discovery, and finding that self-love for myself. But there's just so much more about me than just that. So back to my goals. What am I going to do moving forward? Okay, well, I am going to finish this video. I am going to edit it. I am going to post it. And I'm going to keep moving forward. I would like to create more exciting content. I am an artist after all, not in that way, but I have some artistic instincts in me. So I would like to be able to create videos that are kind of fun to watch, or, you know, interesting. But I know that will come in time. I need to be patient and really study and learn and work really hard on not comparing myself with others who have been doing these YouTube videos for years. And I need to be proud of what I create, which really I am. I just kind of get bogged down with the whole doubt thing, which is really not good. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create videos. I think I'm gonna set a goal of 2 videos per week. I'm really hoping that I can create a community. I'm really hoping that I can find people out there who, you know, that I can relate to and that can relate to me, and just enjoy the process. Enjoy the process of creating, enjoy the process of sharing, and document my life. I just know there's so much exciting stuff that will be happening that I want to share, and so that's what I'm going to do. This is me telling me, Mary June, you keep going. Stop doubting yourself. Okay, that's the pep talk for today. Thank you so much for letting me babble. If you've made it this far, I would love for you to like and subscribe. And please comment. I would love to carry on a conversation and get to know you better. Until the next video, thank you so much. I'll see you then. Bye.